Hey y'all, it's Tamani, and in this video I'm going to be having a little period talk. This is probably going to be very embarrassing to talk about, but whatever.
But I'll be on it always, always.
My period experience, I had my period first when I was in the 4th or 5th grade. It's not like a crazy story, and it wasn't like an embarrassing story. It was definitely life-changing, like for real. My mom had told me like a year before like what a period was and like what to expect and what it was for and stuff like that. But I always told her, you can even ask her, I was like, I'm never gonna have a period. Like, I'm gonna be special, God loves me, I'm never gonna have a period. I ended up having one, but whatever. I had on like a school uniform type outfit. We didn't have school uniforms, but I like to wear the skirts that you tuck in and all that type of stuff to school. And I'm pretty sure my stomach was hurting like throughout the day, but every day when I came home from school, I always used the bathroom because I don't like using the bathroom at school. So every day, even now, when I come home from school, I always use the bathroom. Using the bathroom, and then like my underwear, it wasn't like blood in my underwear, but it was like brown. The brown stuff was just dried up blood, and my period was about to come on. But I was really confused. I was like, why does it look like poop in my underwear? Like, what is this? It was just like dry blood, and I'm like, what is this? So she comes in the bathroom with me and she looks at it. I was very like freaked out because I didn't know what it was. So we're just sitting in the bathroom, and then I remember this like it was yesterday. She was like, wipe. And when I wiped, it was blood on the tissue, and I started bawling, crying. I was so upset. I remember just awkwardly walking around the house with a pad on because I felt like I was in a diaper. And I think my stomach started to hurt like later that day too, and I like took medicine and stuff. I told my grandma, and then we all went out to eat, and then I had ice cream and stuff because she told me that when I got it I was gonna get ice cream. So yeah, that's my little story. I've had my period for a long time, a very long time, and as I got older it definitely got worse. My mom had told me, she was like, yeah, it'll be good for you to get on birth control because that will help your period, and she said that she used to do the same thing. I did end up getting on it, and it definitely does help with your period a lot. Like, it's a life changer, but it does take time. It took about 3 months for me to take it, and then I started to see like a difference as far as my like cramps. I don't have any. I used to have the worst poops ever, but now it's not that bad. At the beginning, when I started to take it, I used to have no flow at all. I used to just be like spotting, or it just used to be like dried blood, like brown. But now that I've been taking it for about like 4 months, I do have a flow. Like at the very beginning, I'll be spotting, or it'll come on and then go off. I don't have any cramps, so I don't even care. This is the one that I'm taking. I don't really know. I'll put the name of it. I'll put the name of it on the screen. But yeah, this is the one I'm taking. I used to get very angry. Like, I know that it's like a hormone thing, so you will, you know what I'm saying, be feeling a little bit different. You might be very sad, or you might not. But I used to just feel very angry, and I'm not an angry person, but like everything was making me mad. And I called the doctor, and she was like, you know, just give it a couple more months. And I did, and I'm fine now. And I just take it before I go to bed because it does make you nauseated, so it's better to take it before you go to bed. So yeah, so that's pretty much that. So I definitely recommend taking that if you are having like cramps and stuff, because it helps. It really does help. So before I get into products and stuff like that, I do want to say that as far as like hygiene, and if you're having smells on your period, it's most likely just because you're on your period and it's not the most sanitary thing. Diet definitely plays a role. It definitely plays a role. But there's different supplements you can take that can help like with smells and stuff like that. It won't make it smell the best, but it will like cleanse your body or something. I don't really know. I don't take any supplements, so I don't know anything about that. But all I know is drink a lot of water. That I can definitely stand by, is drink a lot of water. If I am like going to be active that day, or I'm going to be sitting for a long time, I do like to use this. My grandma got this for me, and I don't know where the top is, but I like this stuff. It smells really good. It's like a baby fresh type of smell, and you just spray it down there like one time and you're good. You're good. Like, even if you're not in your period, I recommend this stuff. I know a lot of people don't like this brand, but it works for me. So I will put a couple of medicines that I used when I did have cramps. Not all of these work, but Midol did work for me. I used 2 of those. I took other stuff like Tylenol and stuff like that, but those are just a couple of the supplements that I took for pain relief. As far as products that I use, like when I'm actually on, to be totally transparent, I just started using tampons like 2 months ago. Just do not try to use one when you barely have a flow or you're not on at all, because that's what I did, and I was just coming to hate it. Like, I was like, I do not want to use tampons ever, but make sure you have a flow. If I would recommend that, like a couple days into your period, when you're like in the middle of it and you're flowing hard, use one, because that is the best time to learn. That's exactly what I did. When I tried to use it when I was dry, I couldn't walk. I hated it to the max. I was like heavy flow, and I was like, I need to just do it myself. And I watch videos, because one thing about me, if I'm trying to learn how to do something, I have to watch a video, or I have to have steps to help me do it. If I can find it, I'll link it below. And she helped me a lot. I did exactly what she said, and I'll help you guys do it too. But I did exactly what she said, and it helped, and I got it. Ever since then, I've been fine. I don't know the brand. I'll put everything in the description, but this is a super one, and I'll show you guys how I used this. I also have these. This is what I used to first put it in. This is the first tampon brand that I used. I'm not a big leaker, but if you go from using a pad for a period of time and then you go to put a tampon in, there is a lot of cases where you will have blood like sitting down there, and even if you try to clean it up, there might still be some sitting there. So you might think that you're leaking, but you're really not. You just didn't get all of the blood that you had sitting on you. So that's why I just go ahead and just put one of these on, and it'll just catch the blood that might be in the crevices that you didn't get. But I would really recommend just washing the whole area before even putting a tampon in, because going from a pad to a tampon is not the most sanitary. The Always pads, this one is a little bit longer, and then this one is a little bit longer, and this one is shorter. So I used to get the blue ones, the really thick blue ones. I used to sleep in those. This is just the brand, and I just have a whole bunch of different brands in here, but this is more for if you're like being active that day or whatever. I suggest using these. If you don't know how to put one of these in, I'm gonna try to explain it the best way I can. You want to open it from where the longer part is, because you want you to keep this part as sterile as possible. So you just pull it out like this, and then you want to okay, so I'm just gonna use this as an example. So what I used to do is I used to stand up and I used to just bend my legs outwards, but it is really easier if you just sit down on the toilet like this. So you want to sit down, and then you want to hold it like this. Like, you want to squeeze this part right here, and then you want to have your finger right here. Okay, so you want to relax. That is the biggest thing. It's going to be weird at first, but it's going to be easier if you're already in a flow. Everything's angled back at an angle. So what you want to do is, it's going to be very weird, trust me, but if you're not really familiar with down there or what it looks like, there's going to be a flab of skin between your butt and the area. Right in between that flab of skin, and angle backwards, angle back. It should go in smoothly. You should not hit any walls, and it should not hurt. It should not at all. Your fingers should be at the end. Push everything up, and this will be stuck in. And then you just pull it out, and that's it. I don't know if I explained it good enough, but if I can find that video, then I'll definitely link it. You want to leave that in for about 6 hours. I know it says 6 to 8, but just to be sure, just keep it in for about 6 hours and go ahead and change it. If you do have one on and it feels like contractions, because I did have that happen to me before, throbbing like this, that means it's full. So make sure you take it out. I used a heating pad, and if I didn't have a heating pad, I would just rice in a sock and put it in the microwave, or I would put a bottle of water and put it in the microwave and then wrap that up in a towel and put it on my stomach. Also, when it comes to washing down there and shaving down there, I always try to shave before I even get into being in my period, because I feel like it's more sanitary to do it when you're not on your period. And then soaps, I just use regular bar soap, and then I use dark colored towels and washcloths. Yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.
Got about out on my side.